I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another Patreon review, this time for Jack. First off, thank you for that. If anyone wants to request pretty much any type of review or video request, reaction, movie topic, pretty much anything, you can either send the request directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. But Justice League Doom. If I learn how to talk right, Justice League Doom. For people who don't know, in the YouTube far, far away on this channel, there was quite a few reviews of DC animated films. Sadly, because of stupidity, they're gone. But I did enjoy a lot of the DC animated flicks. I really enjoyed The Dark Knight Returns, where Peter Weller, RoboCop himself, voiced Batman. Really enjoyed that, both parts. I really enjoyed films like Batman Under the Red Hood and Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, and The New Frontier. That was a Justice League one. A lot of them were just pretty damn good. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they went at a quick pace. Usually there was like 70, 80 minutes long. Some had better animation than others. Like this one, I wasn't a huge fan. Like the animation was alright, but I've seen other DC animated films. I thought I liked the animation a bit more. Maybe it's the character designs, maybe just some of the movements they had. Wasn't bad, but I've seen others that I thought were a bit more punchier on the visuals. And while I wouldn't say I loved the film, this is still fine. This is still enjoyable to a degree. Because the story, the idea of the film, pretty much one thing leads to another. One of the bad guys, they get to Batman's lair, they hack into his computer, and they find out that Batman had a contingency plan in case the Justice League fucked people over, became bad guys. So they did his contingency plans, and a group of bad guys, including Cheetah, Star Sapphire, Bane, Metallo, Mirror Master. A lot of them were villains, like Cheetah, Wonder Woman's villain. Star Sapphire, villain to Green Lantern. Bane, villain to Batman. Metallo, villain to Superman, and so forth. Get them together, simultaneously attack them using these plans to get them out of the way so that the big bad guy can do something to the sun and wipe out 2/3 of the planet. And it was interesting to see what Batman's contingency plans were. For example, getting Wonder Woman drugged so she keeps seeing her villain because she never wants to give up a fight. Thus, it will lead to her having pretty much a heart attack. Superman, a guy pretending to commit suicide, but really it's someone who shoots him with a kryptonite bullet. Flash, oh, here's a bomb, you gotta keep going. If you slow down, it's going to not only take you out, but a good percentage of land because it's a huge ass fucking bomb. And so on and so forth. Martian Manhunter, something to do with magnesium so that he keeps burning and it won't stop. That's a pretty creepy thought when you think about it. So I would say it was interesting to see all these villains together, working together, because it's not every film that you see Metallo and Bane and Cheetah like all working together. The voice acting, you had Kevin Conroy as Batman, Tim Daly as Superman, which is nice because those are the voices on the animated shows. Which I remember, I didn't watch too much of Batman the animated series, but I remember liking it. I did watch a bit more Superman animated series. I remember enjoying that, and Tim Daly, I thought, did a good job voicing him. So it's nice that they came back to the voice the characters. Also, you have Nathan Fillion voicing Green Lantern. He voiced Green Lantern quite a few times, because for the most part, a lot of people said, oh, he should have been the star of a Green Lantern movie. Sadly, that never came to be. Although I never hated Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. I liked the film. Sue me. And so, like I said, the gist of the film is the plans being used on the heroes, and that was interesting. And then interesting how Batman gets out of the situation, and then because it was his plan, how he's able to work it all out. And the reason I'm pausing is because I mentioned the moment with Batman when he's in the coffin. It reminded me a bit of Kill Bill Volume 2. Because Bane fucks him up, puts him in the coffin, and Batman does the I think he has T's or something to his knuckles, but he punches his way out of the fucking grave. Yeah, like Kill Bill Volume 2 style. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that's the thing with these DC animated, they were willing to go a little bit darker or a little bit more tipping the toes of, if it's not PG, it's PG-13. So like when Batman, he does that, his hand's bloody. It's like, oh shit, they show blood. And that's the thing with a lot of these animated films, they were willing to show little bit of blood, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I thought that was one of the things that was nice about the DC animation style, is that they were not always trying to make it just for kids. That we're making a film, but we're willing to go a little bit extra mile here or there, so it doesn't seem too censored or too kidified or too, I'm trying to think of the word, the right usage, too filtered, too censored. There's another phrase I'm thinking of, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But I mean, the movie is pretty straightforward. I like the battle at the end because the heroes get to battle all the villains. I actually thought it'd be interesting if they kind of switch that up. Like Superman beats the fuck out of Bane, or Batman has to fight Metallo, or Wonder Woman has to fight Metallo, or Wonder Woman has to fight the Mirror Master, and then Flash has to fight Bane. Or again, with this type of situation, I think it would have been interesting to see the heroes fight a villain that they don't normally fight. Okay, have Superman fight Star Sapphire, or to change it up a bit. But I guess on the flip side, the heroes are able to get comeuppance, they're able to get revenge on the people that were fucking with them earlier. So there's that satisfying bit where the heroes fuck up and beat up the villains that was messing with their heads, messing with their bodies early in the film. So that was satisfying. The whole villain plan where this whole thing rockets to the sun, and I wouldn't say that was the most exciting bit. the more exciting part of the story was either, but in a way, these villains getting together to try to kill the heroes, that was the more interesting part of the story. The one bad guy, I want to kill 2/3 of the world. It's like, okay, we gotta have that in there because we gotta have some world shaking, oh my god, they're going to destroy the world, so Justice League comes in to save the world. They gotta put that in there. But I can't really say I was really that interested or that intrigued or that suspenseful of a sequence, or that, at least they all got moments to shine. So Green Lantern's holding the solar flares back, and Superman's lifting the thing where it needs to go, and the other people working to get this plan together to save the world. At least there was that. So it was like bad or awful. Again, it was just, I would say the finale, that part of the finale was the least interesting part of the story to me. Again, the more interesting part was, this was Babel's contingency plan. It's used against him. Okay, so this is what Babel would have done to the heroes, but now these guys are doing it. I like the little moment at the end where Superman's asking Batman, you know, you had contingency plans for us. What about you? And Batman's like, I do have one. It's called the Justice League. And then Superman smiles, and then he gives Batman, hey, in case you need to save someone from me, gives a little kryptonite thing in a box. I thought that was a nice little moment. The thing is with these is that a lot of them don't have sequels, so you don't really see if anything's set up or anything happens. You don't really see much follow-up. On the one hand, it's interesting because if you tell all these one-off stories, a lot of them, like the New Frontiers, that the really connected to say this. Sometimes you have different voice actors, different things. So on one hand, it's interesting because you can do anything. But once in a while, it's a little bit of a bummer because it's like, oh, I wonder if that's going to come in handy in the future, what Superman's giving Batman. I know that doesn't make sense, but I don't know how else to word it. But overall, I mean, I liked Justice League Doom. I liked a lot of the DC animated films. Again, it's crazy that Marvel doesn't really do a lot of animated stuff. The last one I remember was Hulk Versus, which I liked. I'm sure they've done other stuff. Like, there was one with the Punisher that I thought was really fucking lame. They had with all these people. Like, why the fuck do you have the Punisher with these guys? Was it like Black Widow, or I forget who the fuck it was. I wasn't really that impressed with it. And I'm sure there's a couple others, but they're just not as interesting or impressive compared to the DC animated stuff. But wait a minute, I'm a DC hater. Well, you know what? Honestly, DC of late, I like Joker. I'm curious about the Batman. I'd actually be curious about if you have to do more movies. Well, they are, because superhero comic book films are a big thing. Do one on that, was it Metamorpho? That one guy, I forget his name. I think he's called Metamorpho. I forget the fucking name of it. Maybe that'll be another video another day. But at the very beginning, it was interesting to see this game called the Royal Flush game, because I've never heard of this, but I didn't read a lot of DC comics. Like, growing up, I read like a handful of Superman, but not a lot of DC comics. I read more Marvel, mainly Spider-Man and a bit of Punisher, maybe some X-Men. So I read some comics, like I said, mainly Spider-Man, but not too much of other stuff. But I think I was drawn more to Marvel than DC, although I do like the DC movies of Christopher Reeve Superman and Michael Keaton Batmans. And The Flash, on the flip side, The Flash with the 90s show I really love with John Wesley Shipp. But I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, because I did not know who the Royal Flush Gang was, but this is interesting. You get to see at first Batman and the Justice League fight them and kick most of their ass. And this is a lot of these anime films, they have a good pace. They're not too overlong. Like I said, this is like 70, 80 minutes long. The animation, something about it bugged me. I don't know what it was. It wasn't bad. It was just, I don't know, it didn't seem as pretty or as fluid as I've seen in other. I just say the Peter Weller, The Dark Knight Returns, I thought the animation was better than the one in this. Or Batman Under the Red Hood, or Superman Batman Public Enemies. For some reason, that animation was more interesting to me compared to this. I can't really put it into words because I'm not that knowledgeable in the animation field. But yeah, I'm mad at myself that those DC animated films are gone. But I remember enjoying quite a bit of them. So, yeah, not all of them, but a lot of times I'm interested to see what will happen next in that field. I wish, on a side note, I wish Ninja Turtles would go that route. I mean, I know you have Batman versus Ninja Turtles, but that was a Batman movie, and to me the Turtles were just a gimmick co-star. Because all four Turtles can't beat one Batman. Of course, because Batman's OP. He's always got to be OP. And it's like, that's just my opinion. And then I thought there was interesting stuff in the comic of that they didn't put in that movie. And then, they don't want to fight Batman's villains, but they gotta be this stupid fucking mutation bullshit. I'm like, why do you go that route? Why can't they actually fight the Batman villains? I think that would have been more interesting. The Turtles fighting the Batman. Now I'm going off another tangent, but I just wasn't a fan of that. That's just me, though. But yeah, Justice League Doom, which I read the title for a split second. I thought, is Dr. Doom in this? No, that's a different. That's Marvel. Although that'd be interesting. Justice League versus Dr. Doom. Maybe one day. But yeah, I liked it because I liked the story. I liked the voice cast. And the fights were fun and went at a quick pace, and really not much to complain about. So there you go. So thanks for watching. Take care. We will see you guys later. Enough of my rambling and babbling and blah, 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 not being able to pronounce words. That's just the way I am. See you guys later. Bye bye.